not on anything. Oh, Mike, is he on to that one? Yeah, that's one right here. Should be
John 18, verse 15.
I'm not gonna know.
Simon Peter followed Jesus, and so did another disciple. Now that disciple was known to the high priest, and went with Jesus into the courtyard of the high priest. But Peter stood at the door outside. Then the other disciple, who was known to the high priest, went out and spoke to her, who kept the door and brought Peter in. Then the servant girl, who kept the door, said to Peter, "Are you not the man? Your disciples with you?" He said, "I am not." Now, I don't know what you're talking about. Just leave me alone. I don't know this man called Jesus.
Where is he in the microphone?
Oh, it's you. I haven't seen you in forever. What's going on, man? What's it been, 4 years? Oh, man. What's been going on with me? Oh, gosh. Let's see. I've been doing this ministry now with a couple other guys, and his name's... Well, never mind about his name. This guy that I've been working with, he's just an incredible guy. You wouldn't even believe it. Like, for example, the first day I met him, I was going out fishing. You know our favorite fishing spot, right? Yeah. Nothing was biting at all. And that's kind of important because that's my job, right? So we were out there all night, we were fishing, and nothing was coming up. And then this guy comes up to us, he says, "Hey, why don't you go ahead and throw your net on the other side?" And I'm like, okay, I've been doing this for a minute, okay? I know that there's nothing here. But you know what? I trusted him. So I went ahead and I threw it on the other side. And sure enough, there was a bunch of fish and it was weighing down the boat. We had to call another boat over. It was incredible. So eventually, I'm like, this guy, we got to listen to him. So he goes up to me and he says, "Instead of being a fisherman, why don't you become a fisher of men?" To be honest, I had no idea what he was talking about, but I said, you know what? This guy's got something, so I want to try to follow him. So we go out and I get to learn about all these other people that he's collected. There's this one guy, his name's Judas. We call him Judas the Zealot. You know, like the zealot, the extremists that would try to kill off, Roman soldiers and try to establish our own kingdom back, to bring back Israel. And then he would have other guys named, like Matthew, the tax collector, people that Judas would kill. But Jesus brought them together. I don't know how he did it. It was incredible. Like I said, he's not an ordinary guy. But, man, the things that he's done, like, I've seen him open up the eyes of the blind. I've heard people have the ears to hear now, that once were deaf and they were blind. People that were mute began to speak again. I don't know how he did it. I thought he was some sort of great teacher or prophet, but it turned out he was much more. Man, the things that I've seen too. The things that he taught. Like, you'd think with all the healings and the things that he's done before, like the Pharisees and the Sadducees would love him, He was doing the great work. He was doing God's work. But they hated him. Jesus explained it to me this way. He said that the Pharisees and the Sadducees were like clean, pristine coffins. He said, because they're clean and they're elegant and they're beautiful on the outside and they're shining and glimmering. But when you open it up, there's a rotting corpse. So I came to understand that the people's outward actions didn't represent their inward behavior. What do you want? Like I said, I don't know this man called Jesus. Just leave me out of it, okay? What about his accent? What about my accent? No, I said I don't know Jesus. Just leave me alone. Sorry about that. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the miracles, the things that he's done. One time we were out ministering on top of this mountainside, and there was us, the disciples, and about 500,000 other guys along with their families. And we didn't have anything to eat. And nobody brought anything. I mean, I might have had a couple crackers on the side, but I didn't tell anybody. But this boy came up, and he had a couple loaves, and he had some fish with him. And we're like, okay, well, at least the master will be able to eat. And maybe he can continue on and preach for us. And we'll just have to make do. He goes over, he takes the food, and he blesses it. And then he starts giving it to us. And then we start giving it to other people. And everyone ate. Everybody was full. As a matter of fact, we had leftovers. And did I mention there was 5,000 plus people there? Like I said, it was amazing. And there was this one time, like I said, this guy, he wasn't normal. He wasn't your average, everyday guy. I go with him, me and a couple of the other guys. We go up to this mountainside, we're hiking up there. And then he says that he's going to go off a little ways. And I remember, he just changed. Like, I don't know how to describe it. He looked like he was made of fire, like just pure white, just light emanating from him. And then two other people appeared in front of him. They looked like Elijah, and they looked like Moses. And I was like, man, we got to remember this somehow. We got to put up some sort of memorial, one for Jesus, one for Elijah, and one for Moses. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I said that, I hear a voice come down and says, "This is my son. Hear him." So what did I do? I heard him. If you start hearing voices coming out of the clouds, you listen, okay? I don't know what you do, but hey, guess this. So, I'm usually called Simon and everything like that, but guess what? This guy's got a nickname for me. It's Peter, like the Rock. Like Dwayne Johnson ain't got nothing on me right now, let me tell you. He called me his rock, and he said, "Upon this rock I will build my church." That's amazing. Like, I'm just a fisherman. I don't know what to do with that kind of stuff. This guy, he saved my life. One time we were out in the boat, and we were on this lake, and it just started storming out of nowhere, and there was just waves crashing all around. The thunder was roaring. There was lightning. It was just incredible, and Jesus wasn't even there. And then all of a sudden, I look off in the distance. It looks like a ghost on the water. But then I thought it was Jesus. I thought it was him. So I called out to him. I said, "Lord, if that's really you, call me out there. Let me come to you." What did he say? He said, "Come out here." So what did I do? I went out there. And I started walking on the water too. And then I realized what was actually going on. It wasn't a dream. We were really out there in the middle of the water. And I started sinking. And I started drowning. And I called out. I said, "Lord, please help me." And he grabbed onto me. And he pulled me up. He saved my life. And then, one of the last times I ever saw him, he took some of us together. And he talked to us for a long while. Eventually, when the conversation comes up, he says, "Who do people say that I am?" Of course, some others came up, and they said, "Well, you must be a teacher. You must be a prophet. You might be even Elijah." And then he turns to us, and he looks at us, and he says, "Who do you say that I am?" At that point, I knew. I looked at him, and I said, "You are the Christ. You're the Son of God." And that's when what are you talking about? Like I said, this is the last time I will say it. I don't know this Jesus of Nazareth. Leave me alone. Is that you? What have they done to you? I deny Jesus. I deny the Son of God. They're going to kill me. I got to get out of here. Jesus. 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 Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. You're alive. I knew it was you. I saw you all the way from the boat. I had to jump out. Excuse me, I'm just soaking wet. Oh my gosh. It's really you. Oh my goodness, it was just like the first day I met you. You called us out and I heard you. Do I love you? Yes, Jesus, I love you. Oh man, you got us something to eat. Oh, thank goodness. I'm starved. Oh man. It's just like you said. I remembered it. You said that this temple within 3 days would be destroyed, or it would be destroyed, and then within 3 days it would be built back up. Everybody thought it was the actual temple, but it was actually your body. And wow, that's amazing. Do I love you? Yes, you asked me that before. Jesus, I love you. Feed your sheep. I didn't even know you had livestock. I mean, okay. I mean, that's something new about you every day. I mean, I'm always learning, right? Wait. You said you are the good shepherd. You said we were like sheep. Jesus, you want me to look after them? Jesus. I messed up. I betrayed you. I've wronged you so many times. I denied you when I was supposed to look out for you. I said I was going to be there. I said I was going to die for you. It was like that waves. You saved me from it. It was like all those things were just crashing over me, and those people were like those waves and the lightning, and the pressure just came over me, and I was drowning, Lord. I don't deserve you. I don't deserve to be forgiven. I don't deserve to be loved. Do I love you? Jesus, you know that I love you. I can't take back anything that I've done. I know that I've messed up. I know that I've made too many mistakes. I know I'm not worthy. I shouldn't even be considered a disciple or even a follower of you, Jesus. But you know, because you know all things, you know that I love you. Your sheep. Feed your sheep. You still want me to feed your sheep? Jesus, you are indescribable. And that's the story of grace. We see in the story of Peter how he was built up. He was a broken man. He was a stubborn man, a fisherman. He was blunt and arrogant, but Jesus still saw something in him. He was considered rowdy and rambunctious and just utterly chaotic. But God said, this rock, I will build my church. See, God has decided to use different types of people in different scenarios. Like I said before, we see that Matthew, he was a tax collector. He was seen as a traitor to the rest of his people. But Jesus said, no, I'm going to still use him. We look at Judas the Zealot. We see how he was still used, even though he was considered a religious extremist. He was brought in and saw the grace of God, the love of God. We see how Judas Iscariot, the one that betrayed him, He was still accepted and loved by him, but Judas ended up rejecting him and never taking him back. The difference between Peter and Judas is that Peter turned back, and therefore he was accepted back. So this is what I want to bring to you. That Peter, the person that we consider to be one of the founders of our church, the movement that was our Pentecost, we see in Acts 2, he was the one to preach the sermon that brought thousands of people to Christ. Denied him 3 times. And he was forgiven. So that's what I bring to you tonight. No matter what you think you've done to be unforgivable, God will prove you wrong every time. His grace is sufficient. So tonight, I want to open this up to you. If you feel that you've denied him too many times, I want you to know that you have. That God still loves you and he still wants you in his life. God can still use you in this moment, at this time. And with everybody's eyes bowed and your eyes closed, brother, if you feel led that you should come and rededicate yourself and say, you know what? Peter messed up. I've messed up. But I know I can still be used by God. And I still want to continue to be used by God. If that's you, just raise your hand right here. You say, I want to be used by him still, even though I might have messed up. I'll tell you this right now, my hand's raised. Because I know I've messed up. I've made mistakes. I should not be deserving of his love. Pray with me right now. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for your love and your grace. We don't deserve you and what you did for us. That sacrifice that you took upon yourself, you came down just like us. You went through the exact same things that we go through, the exact same sufferings that we've gone through, yet you have not sinned, so that you could be a sacrifice for all of us and take on all the sins that we were meant to bear. Tonight I thank you, and I want to accept that gift. I want to say that I have messed up, I have sinned, and right here and now, that I repent of it, and that I may follow you. Lord, just use me the way that you see fit. Let me be used by you, Father. Was to bring about the life of those that are in the Bible. These are not just stories. These are actual people that lived. They went through the exact same things that we're going through. Of course, they have different scenarios and they wore different clothes, but they were the same. They had their issues and they had their trials. So that was the goal tonight. And I hope you're able to go away and take that with you. And to remember, God's grace is enough. Thank you guys. You have a good night.
These
thought we were going to have a little bit more.
He expressed his own interest in it.
They don't know what they mean. Our church is too much.
Well, it's summertime, people are taking that last break.
Like I said before, I said everybody was supposed to be here this year. So we got the recording.
How does that, is it recording?
I don't know if his schedule will allow.
Thank you, sir.
He has a heart.
That was awesome. You need to go around and have you get some more youth stuff. I mean, really.
No, but it's got a heart. Wow.